Hello, trading has closed on October 28th, 2024. We'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, make some predictions. It's my trading plan. Let's get rid of this. It's my trading plan for Tuesday, which is October 29th, 2024. Please remember, my calls can be wrong. If you're going to trade based on my calls, do it at your own risk. Look for the pattern with the early low. That's this. Tomorrow should have the early high. We said the ideal situation for bears is to continue this drop. That didn't happen, so we knew from the beginning the bears didn't have their ideal situation. But you'd have a higher target, 58.3793. We printed there, and there's resistance over the target. We had mixed signals. The commonest thing was a gap and prompt move outside the day's range. That didn't happen. Next most common is close, little change, big move the next day. I arbitrarily said little changed was 0.25%, 0.25. We actually changed by 0.27, so that's a miss by 0.02%, but still a miss. Sometimes neither one of those things happen. We did get a MEJT buy signal here, but we printed the minimum target immediately. You don't have to stop there, but we did. Well, here's Larry Williams' pattern. You have this big straight line drop, no follow through, inside and day. We should trade higher tomorrow. It doesn't mean that you close higher, but we have a wall into the close, and that often gaps up. And if we gap up and have this higher pattern, the elements are there for a rally all day long with a high in the final hour. But if we didn't gap up at the start, I'd kind of be suspicious of the whole thing. I still think we're close to a low here. We don't have to get these lower targets. I'd be happier if they printed at some point, but just because it would make me happier doesn't mean that'll happen. We didn't break down when the market was poised to break down. We got 5 waves up. We have a consolidation here. I think when the consolidation's over, we're going to be in wave green 3 to purple 3. Magenta 3 doesn't have to play out that way, of course, but I think it's a plausible count, and the failure of the market to break down when it had a great opportunity to, usually at some point, leads to it breaking up. Well, tomorrow's pattern has a early high, which doesn't tell us where we open. Typically, it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. Failure is a straight line drop. There's no follow through the Friday's steep drop. Today's inside day typically leads to higher prices printing tomorrow. That doesn't guarantee a higher close. We got a wall into the close that's often followed by gapping up. I'd be suspicious of the whole idea if we didn't gap up. I mean, we had a good opportunity to break lower, had lower targets, had everything set up. This almost always follows through, and it didn't. This is a perfect setup to gap up and rally all day. And if we don't start off right by gapping up, I'd be less confident of the rest of the call. It's a pattern tomorrow with the early high, and that's today's call.